Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Thursday, June 16th, 2016. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. The Ministry of Social Development yesterday, Wednesday, June 15th, began a series of handing over ceremonies under its community housing program, which is seeking to assist residents who are in need of improved housing. The program saw Brickell resident Marjorie Walters receiving the keys to her new one-bedroom home.
We have undertaken the project of going through our communities, our respective communities, and trying to alleviate the much stress of our poor and indigent. And so one of the areas in which we are doing this is by giving or assisting in dwelling homes. I would like to say on behalf of the Ministry of Social Development, the Department of Social Services, and by extension, the Nevis Island Administration, we are yet again delivering on our commitment, that commitment of looking after our seniors, our impoverished persons, and our community persons.
The Honorable Hazel Bandy Williams made the official presentation to Walters.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Walters is one of 3 residents who have so far benefited from the program. A similar presentation was made to the Clark family of Butler's Village, who, with assistance from the ministry, has seen the renovation and expansion of the extended family's home. Handing over the keys to Egbert Clark, Minister Bandy Williams noted that the NIA continues to put people first.
On behalf of my family, my mother and other siblings, I would like to say how thankful we are for what the government of Nevis or the administration of Nevis would have done for my family in improving their life in terms of housing. We are very grateful, and I'm certain that all of them will attest to the fact that how grateful we are for this contribution. We know that it because I'm in the construction field, I know that it has cost a lot of money. I don't know the cost, and I'm not interested in knowing how much it costs. All I would like to say, again, on behalf of the family, thanks very much, and may God continue to bless you, Minister Brandy, and your team, and by extension, the administration of Nevis.
Meantime, the third presentation was made to Ingrid Brown. The Hickman's Village resident has had her home upgraded and expanded.
Ingrid, not only being a senior and a woman, she is also a person with a disability. And it was very difficult for her to maneuver in the yard. And from time to time, she would stumble over the stones in the yard. And so we thought that it was necessary to, in addition to improving the home, the existing home, it was important as well to build to put an addition of a bathroom facility and a kitchen facility on the existing home. And today we are here to turn over the keys to Ingrid for an improved dwelling home.
Thank you, Edomi. Thank you.
According to Permanent Secretary Keith Glasgow, assessments of persons who receive assistance under the Ministry of Social Development's Community Housing Program is being done according to the dictates of the new Social Protection Strategy. Addressing the 46th OAS General Assembly on Monday, June 14th, in the Dominican Republic, Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Mark Brantley, asserted that the magnitude of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and their universal application does not factor the characteristically different economies of nations in the Americas. Among other things, he pointed to climate change adaptation and mitigation and disaster response, recovery, and insurance as important to small island developing states, as natural disasters have the capacity to undermine their economic growth as well as threaten their food security and vital tourism industries.
I underscore the financial burden on national budgets to build resilience. Access to global funding mechanisms such as the Green Climate Fund is critical to St. Kitts and Nevis as SIDS, and for these mechanisms to be meaningful to us, they must be simplified and made fit for purpose. There's absolutely no value to large countries pledging funds if those to whom those funds should benefit are locked out of accessing them due to arcane and complex rules and requirements.
Minister Bantley explained that monitoring and the tracking mechanisms that facilitate measurable results of SDGs implementation must be our touchstone.
St. Kitts and Nevis acknowledges the severe shortcoming and is committed to introducing systemic and effective monitoring and review processes throughout our government and projects. We understand that the fiber of productivity is our people, and in that vein we have initiated plans to measure this productivity by establishing benchmarks and measurement metrics to fuel our growth plans.
Institutional strengthening for sustainable development in the Americas was the Assembly's theme, and Minister Bantley described it as relevant and timely as our nations grapple to integrate the SDGs outlined in the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development.
How does the OS fall into this equation of institutional strengthening? My country views this institution as a core agency for our hemisphere to synchronize the necessary strategies to attain the SDGs and to unravel the diverse complications to achieve success. Our OS provides a ground zero where we seek hemispheric common ground. It is here, as nations, that we can debate and resolve issues that confront us as one family. Precisely because of its critical relevance to the Americas, St. Kitts and Nevis understands that the OS desperately needs to reconfigure itself to fortify its ability to continue leading the conversation on sustainability and coordinating efforts that strengthen our region's capacity to become sustainable. Mr. Chair, we call on the Secretary General and his team to move with alacrity to mainstream the SDGs throughout the General Secretariat of this institution in order to better position the OS to assist member states across all areas.
St. Kitts and Nevis's Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Mark Bantley. The Navision public is invited to join the members of the Nevis Christian Council in a service offering prayers for the island's protection during the 2016 Atlantic hurricane season. The official hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th. Forecasters are predicting 10 to 16 named storms for the 2016 season. Of the 16 named storms, 5 to 8 may become hurricanes, of which 3 may be major hurricanes with winds of more than 111 miles per hour. This year's service, which will take place tomorrow, Friday, June 17th, at the War Memorial in Charlestown, will see various members of the Nevis Christian Council offering prayers for the island's disaster response team, for personal and spiritual preparation, and for unity and guidance throughout the season. Still to come,
We'll be starting from the administration building yard, and we will do a little parade down to Charlestown.
we'll give you the details after this break.
Regional Testing Day in Nevis will be held on Thursday, June 23rd at the Administration Building parking lot across from Best Buy in Charlestown from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Are you positive? Are you negative? Know your status.
You are negative. Live up today.
Welcome back. Speaking at a cardiopulmonary resuscitation CPR training workshop held yesterday, Wednesday, June 15th, Director of the Nevis branch of the Red Cross Society, Roxanne Brooks Jeffers, reminded that persons can visit the Red Cross headquarters on Chapel Street to learn the skill at their convenience.
We encourage as many persons to contact the Red Cross to have this training done, because as I mentioned before, inadvertently, accidents and incidents do happen. And it's very important as Red Cross, both local St. Kitts Nevis and internationally, one of our goals, along with World Health, PAHO, etc., is to have a better, well-prepared community. So when we teach first aid, it's not just for the particular group, so it's not necessarily just for the workplace or for students or for teachers at that particular group. When we train, the objective is that in the case of any incident, in the case of a natural disaster, that our community is so well prepared that we are equipped until medical help is available, until infrastructure is back up, or until external forces, if necessary, comes in to help us. The importance is building capacity within our different communities and in the workplace, schools, etc.
Jeffers also outlined one of the Nevis Red Cross Society's main goals.
One of my goals really, and of the local Red Cross, is to have at a minimum 75% of our population knowing what to do in the event of an emergency, regardless of the situation, on the beach, at the scene of an accident, knowing what to do to help someone until medical help arrives and take over.
Yesterday's one-day training workshop took place at the Nevis Disaster Management Department's Emergency Operations Center. The official launch of Culturama 42 is just one day away. The participants for the senior pageants as well as the youth pageants will be on display tomorrow, Friday, June 17th at the waterfront in Charlestown. Chair of the Senior Pageants Committee, Candor Freeman, outlines the route for tomorrow's activity.
We'll be starting from the administration building yard, and we will do a little parade down to Charlestown past the old Treasury building. We're not having the launch at the Treasury building. We're going on the waterfront this year. And we're going to disembark some vehicles at the Iron Shed, and the senior pageant contestants will be doing a little routine there. And after the routine there, we will be heading on to the waterfront, where the grand ceremony will start at 5 p.m. sharp.
She says the participants have been involved in various etiquette training which will be useful in their daily lives.
The participants have been involved in etiquette lessons. We normally do that over the past 3 years. We have that with Patterson Fleming, so I want to give a big shout out to Patterson Fleming for accommodating us. We also have communication sessions with Emelita Elliott, who does an awesome job as well. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, we had beauty tips with Sherry Gager and at Sherry's Beauty World. Also, Esther Brooks, she did a sort of what not to wear to help the contestant be more aware of their body type and how to dress appropriate for their body type. So the session has been going very well. The participants are open to the information that they have received.
When asked about the level of difficulty she has had thus far as compared with previous years, Freeman had this to say.
We always try to do more. We always try to think outside the box. We always try to reinvent the wheel, even though the wheel has already been invented. We try to do new things. So I would say it is a bit more challenging because we don't want the public to expect the normal stuff. We want to be big, we want to be grand. So we're hoping that we will reach that this year.
Tomorrow's launch of Culturama is set to begin at 5 p.m. Freeman says immediately following the launch, the New Vibes Band out of St. Kitts and the Odyssey Band will be entertaining. The participants will also journey to Sunshine's Bar and Grill, where a cocktail will be hosted. The event is open to the public. The theme for this year's summer festival is Celebrating the Old, Showcasing the New, Culturama 42. That's it for this evening's edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing. I'm Donna Wilkinson Keynes. Good night.
This one is going out to the land of my birth, Queen City, Nevis.
Truly, one of the few places that has an untouched beauty that has captivated the hearts of many. Nevis is everything you imagine.